Everybody sitting around freezing their dicks off? I would say yes. Tom, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. You as well. You as well. I sat down to sand some baits and I realized I don't have any of my sanding pads. Everybody's at home? Or did anybody go to work today? Aha. Some dude sent me a message today and he said, when are my baits gonna be done? I got a tournament coming up. I'm like, dude, you're nuts. Heidi ho, frozen ass. Yes, you sound like Wilson from Home Alone. Heidi ho, neighbor. Heidi ho, neighbor. Casey, what's up? Oh, Brendan, what's up? Daniel T. Eric, you didn't get your invite? Arctic blast just hit upstate New York. Tom, y'all would probably you'd probably laugh at the shit we got going on down here. I wish it was 43 here. What kind of eats we got at the employee party? Eric, I got everyone some toast cheese. The boss couldn't even spring for the cheese, just toast cheese. Toast cheese. Ivan? Is that you? Very nutritious. And then for cocktails, we have to split this jug of Red Diamond freshly brewed sweet tea. So, company Christmas party, this is what we'll be having. Ivan, you been fishing, or you just hoarding that bait collection you have over there? I think about it from time to time. So, wonder what that dude's going to do with all those baits. Wonder what he's going to do with all those Craig Cole balsa baits. Wonder what he's going to do with all those gulps. Wonder what he's going to do with all those crankbaits that I painted him like 10 years ago. Hot coffee goes to those peanut butter crackers. That's not a bad combo. Daniel, I don't dick around with the off-brand crackers. You got to go Lance. So, Marty, I put the chains on my tires and managed to make my way here. I will say, I did get kind of nervous because I cranked my truck up this morning and I let it warm up. And when I went and got it, the oil alarm was going off. And I was like, this isn't good. And I guess my oil had gotten so cold and sludgy that it was too thick. Nah, no chains. It was, they said it was going to be, y'all will laugh, but here it's record temperatures, but it was, don't laugh at us South Alabamians, but the low was 24 and the wind chill was 11. Yes, that is, I think, a little bit record breaking. It was supposed to be in the teens, but I think tonight is supposed to be 19. So people are freaking out. They don't know what to do. Travis, your truck wouldn't start, killed your battery. Yeah, I had sludge for oil apparently, so I stopped and got some 5-weight and put in it. Thoughts and prayers. Thanks, AJ. We need it down here. Bruh, that's cold. Don't let the Yankees tell us otherwise. It is. It's very cold. So I'm glad I got it in my boat last night and crawled around and pulled the plugs out of my live well. I still had water in my live well. They weren't full, but they probably had 8 inches of water in them. So I pulled the plugs on those, tried to get all the water out, trim my motor down, uh, try to dry everything off that I could. Um, get the milk and bread ready to stock up. Yeah. Um, with the wind chill here now, you can feel your nose freeze after a few minutes. Uh, that's pretty beautiful. Brutal. Hey, Brenda, what's up? Merry Christmas. Miss you too. Hopefully, we can get back to Austin one of these days. Uh, I drove my truck like 5 miles. It overheated. Sucker was froze up. Yeah, I didn't. I never. I didn't. I didn't. I was thinking about my truck last night. I was like, wonder if there's anything in my truck that'll freeze. I was like, I don't run like water in my coolant. I was like, so a radiator should be fine. I didn't think about my oil though. Travis in Kansas is at 7 degrees now, and it feels like -12. I heard somebody say that in Canada it was like -40 or something, and apparently that's where Celsius and Fahrenheit cease to exist. Like past that, it's all the same. I don't know if that's you run water. Ah, no wonder. Um, Tyler, I will say on your recommendation to buy the Grundens boots, I have decided that the Grundens are not for me. I think I'm going to sell my Deck Boss Grundens. All right, I actually put them on. I put them on Marketplace. I didn't have one sniff, and they're like at the when I listed them, they were like 2 weeks old. But I think I am indeed too lazy for Grunden Deck Boss boots. You can carry propane in a bucket at -40. That's kind of awesome. Uh, it's 1 degree. Hey Daniel, how did you get that little degree mark up there above the one? That's kind of cool. Um, but I realized something about my mucks that I it was an oversight. Um, and the mucks, they have a wide mouth here, and my lazy ass in the morning can just like step my foot in them and like wiggle it around a little bit, and then like step down in them, and I don't really have to touch them. Um, so I didn't realize that I needed to be shopping to see how wide the opening was for your foot to go in. So I'm on the market again for rubber boots. If anybody needs a pair of green Grundens 11 Deck Bosses, let me know. Uh, I have a very very high arch in my foot, so the top of my foot is my foot's just shaped weird. So when I slip on boots, it's really hard for me to like the top of my foot really pushes hard against the top of the boot. So it's at times it's a huge pain in the ass to slip on boots. Um, and I didn't think about it with the Grundens, but when I pull on the Grundens, they're very. It's not easy for me to pull them on, and I don't have a wide foot at all. It's actually pretty narrow, but it was those are those can be hard for me to do. Waves building to 30. I like all this live weather we're getting. I saw on Facebook this morning. What's his name? James Spann posted a picture of somebody's doorknob that had frozen on the inside. Sims boots. I'll look into them. I will look into them. I don't particularly care for Sims, but I'll look at their boots. I'm thinking of. I just wish that I love the mucks. The mucks are great. I just wish they weren't so damn ugly. Like they're stupid looking. Wish they'd update their boots a little bit. And these have lasted me probably. I think I bought these in high school. No shit. And they're just now cracking. And didn't that dude say he had the hookup with Sims? I can't think of his name. Does somebody have the hookup with Sims? I know a dude that's got the hookup with Gil Rain Gear, but he said in order for me to get the hookup, I would need to order like a suit, like a whole suit. He couldn't hook me up on like one item. The boss just gave me an hour off today. There you go, Barnesy. The light switch next to me has frost on it. So please explain to me, guys in the North Country. So we have to deal with extreme heat, right? And I was talking to my wife about that last night. But I was like, our AC has a hard time keeping up in the summertime when it's 110 outside. It's like, but I don't know what a home heater, central heat can keep up with, because we never go to that. Like it's never like a thing. What does your house have trouble keeping up with as far as temperature outside? Like sustained 30? I don't know. One good thing that came out of the crazy cold was they closed City Hall, so we got an extra day off. There you go, Travis. The gift that keeps on giving. AJ, why have you not posted the light switch next to you having frost on it on your social media and let it go viral? That is a perfect storm size wave, Eric. Oh, everybody's getting off of work. Man, it's got to be 100 here too. Just don't have quite the humidity, so the temps will drop at night. TK is the gifted. Yes, I am. You can layer up for the cold inside your home. Heat will always be tougher. Yeah, it's true. I can bundle up. Except when it comes to kayaks, I am the kayak Scrooge. I am the kayak Scrooge. I need a pair of scissors to cut up my little Scotch-Brite pad, but I don't have one. Maybe I can use a pocket knife. I don't know how sharp. I don't know how sharp this side buster is, but we're about to see. Not very sharp. Maybe I need. What is this blade made out of? Oh, no wonder. It's a stainless side buster. No wonder I got it so cheap on eBay. It's not the chrome vanadium or whatever. I always thought this blade was really hard to sharpen compared to my other side busters. Now I know why. Now I know why, because it's stainless. And I think my other knives are in the truck. Son of a bitch. What games are we playing at the company Christmas party? Probably. Probably have a Flipster contest. And if you win, you get a lunch break. So that's the reward. Marty, that's what I was gonna do, but I wanted to. I'll probably talk on here another little bit, and then get to cleaning. Get to cleaning because I do need all my tools. I don't have scissors. I need scissors. They're elsewhere. They're in the other room. But you're right. I do never have the proper tools in hand. I try to keep up, but I just can't. Just can't, Burns. Some mental block. Maybe I can try this razor blade. That kind of worked. Let's try this. Yeah, that's working good. The old razor blade will do the trick. It's like $1 at Harbor Freight, and you can get like 100 of them. I like cutting my pads into little squares. It makes it a lot easier. I don't feel like I have as much waste, because I feel like when you're trying to get into tight areas with one of these pads, if you use it whole, you kind of rub off some of the grittiness. Pay for my flight to your house, and I will beat you in Flipsta, Brennan. You must have a propane leak in your house or something, because you have lost your freaking mind, dude. Has the Bean wanted to watch any Christmas shows? Yes, she's been into the the Illuminati Grinch. We had to buy that one. Olaf Christmas special over at your house. No, we haven't. I've tried to keep her away from Olaf and Frozen. So we've just been on the Grinch, the cartoon Grinch. I'm scared to show her the Jim Carrey Grinch, because I think it'll scare her. So we're just rolling with cartoon Grinch. I tried to show her the old one, and she watched it, but I don't think she was feeling it too much. I did show her on YouTube. You can watch the Garfield Christmas special from like '87. And I remember we had that on VHS tape. We recorded it off of TV, and we would watch it every Christmas on this VHS tape. And I showed her the Garfield Christmas special. She liked it. It was pretty good. But it's funny watching those old cartoons and listening to some of the language they use, because I don't think that I think Garfield, if you played the Garfield Christmas special on TV now, they would certainly be canceled, and you would see a revolt on Facebook to cancel Garfield. But there was some other Christmas specials. I was trying to find one. I was trying to find an Ernest Christmas, but she didn't really like the only live action like, you know, Home Alone probably wouldn't interest her because it's like, I don't know, it's not cartoony. But where is Cindy? The little son is yelling, "Where is Cindy Lou Who?" That's pretty funny. Uh, Burns, I do need to purge. I do need to purge, bro. I don't need to purge. I mean, I probably do, but I need to. I need to. I need to do something. Um, I just posted my light switch. I had it mostly defrosted. AJ, come on, dude. You should have gone out and got some like. You should have went in there and got a can of duster and flipped it upside down and like shoot the frost on the thing, or do it on a crankbait. Be like, oh, my crankbaits are freezing in my tackle box. That would be funny. That would probably go fishing viral. That would go fishing viral. I left my crankbaits in my boat, and then just like fill it up with a little bit of water, and then take it outside and let it freeze, and then bring it back inside. There's your mini viral tip for the day. They listened to GMA got ran over by the grandma got ran over by a reindeer for the first time yesterday. What'd they think about it? It's dark. Bean's been on Jingle Bells. She sings us Jingle Bells every night. I have a video, Travis. I'll have to send you that is pretty damn awesome of the Bean singing Jingle Bells. What to sand? I guess I need to sand this guy's bait because he says he has a tournament coming up. So I need to get to sanding, I suppose. Let's see. I need some paper. What grit is this? 320. $320 will work. They were worried about grandma. Yeah, is grandma okay? Is grandma okay, Daddy? Yeah, she's fine. Just got ran over by a reindeer. Coming home from our house Christmas Eve. But as for me and grandma, we believe. I'm looking at you. Trust me, you need to purge. What do I need to purge, Burns? Crankbaits? Boogermans? Oh! So, Brennan, thoughts on peppermint bark? It's delicious. They should serve it 12 months out of the year. It's not just a Christmas thing. It's the same thing with fried turkeys. Fried turkeys should not be a Thanksgiving thing. I think families should fry turkeys at least twice a year, at least minimal. I think there should be another fried turkey in like February when it's still cold. Um, I can send you Rudolph. We only get the first four lines, but it was a continuous loop. That's pretty funny. I asked Bean. She's been talking to Santa a couple times, and she won't really tell us what she's asked for. And finally, I was like, "What'd you ask Santa for?" And she said, "A reindeer." I was like, "What kind of reindeer?" She said, "With a red nose." And I said, "You want a red-nosed reindeer? You want Rudolph?" And she said, "Yeah, but a teeny one." I was like, "You want a teeny Rudolph with a red nose?" So I guess tomorrow or to this afternoon, I have to go try and find a teeny Rudolph. I don't know where I'm going to find that, but no, Brennan did. My mom gets that stuff. It's great. That's it. Like I don't buy it for myself, but my mom buys it, and I always go eat all hers. That's what moms are for, right? I think someone posted frozen baits on Woodbait Nation. Oh, you're right. That was lame though. You couldn't really tell, and it wasn't a reel, so it's not going to do good. AJ, you've been really reeling it up in the yard over there. Maybe your neighbor has one nestled safely under the tree. Put my cookies down, Ted. That might be a tough gift to find for the bean. You're right, Burnsy. Might have to make one. Oh, you know what? I need a painter. I need a painter a pink crankbait. She might like that. We'll see how much of a daddy's girl she is when she opens her presents tomorrow. How high up the totem pole the pink crankbait lands. Doubling up on content, zero effort, and no hashtags. Seem to be doing any different? I will say, AJ, your grass always looks immaculate. No, Hella, she's not a Junebug girl. She is a pink lady. Just like every other girl, I think, her age. Whatever it is, she's into the pink. Eric, I don't think I have time to carve a reindeer out of balsa. That would be quite the undertaking. That would be quite the undertaking. Juice Newton, what's up? Um, oh, she also wanted a cupcake with a turkey on it. That was our other request to go with the teeny Rudolph, a a cupcake with a turkey on it. So I got to go find her a cupcake, I guess, and a mini turkey. Oh yeah, she'd have that thing destroyed in no time. Brennan, you are correct. Um, very random, very random. Cupcake with a turkey on it. Eric Burnsy says, "Tell Eric to get out of my head." All Burnsy's balsa blocks turn to ice. He's gonna be doing ice sculptures. Oh, we had this. We've got like a little door that goes into our like TV room and a step. So you walk down the step and you can close the door behind you. It's two glass doors. And I was sitting on the couch and she said, "You're in timeout." I was like, "What?" And she said, "I'm gonna go in here. You stay in here in timeout." And I was like, "Okay." So she went on the other side of the door and closed it. And she was pointing at me. She's like, "You're in timeout." I was like, "Okay." And I walked her to the door and I was sitting on the step and I was like, I want to get out of here. I was like, "How do I get out of timeout?" And she said, "Give me money." And I said, "How much?" And she said, $2.89. I said, $2.89 is what it's going to take for me to get out of timeout? And she said, yes. I said, okay. So I reached in my pocket and handed her like 2 quarters and a nickel. And I slid them under the crack in the door. And she got them on the other side and she looked at them. I said, all right, let me out. She said, no. I was like, what do you mean no? I gave you $2.89. Let me out of the damn timeout. She said, and she was like holding up my money. I was like, God, dude, what a player. I just got played by my 3-year-old. And I said, is it going to take more money? And she said, 3. I said, oh, you want $3? 3 more dollars? And she said, yeah. So then I went and got, I put like some little change under the door. I said, all right, let me out. She said, no, go sit on the couch and do your lip like this. So you want me to go sit on the couch and poke my lip out? And she said, yeah. So I went on the couch and poked my lip out. And she said, okay, you're out of timeout. I said, do I get my money back? No. So her and money are really funny. We were at this children's museum, 2 days yesterday, and they had this thing where they have all this like fake food, and it's like a fake grocery store pretty much, and they have these like 4 little registers, and you can get up there and like check. Kids can like check groceries out, and she got up there, and I was walking around getting a basket full of groceries, and I walked up there and I was like, all right. I said, how much? She said, give me the money. I said, what? She said, give me your money. I said, how much is it? She said, all of it. And I was like, you want all of my money for these groceries? And she said, yes. Damn, those are expensive. Give me all your money. Like, you'd be a great bank robber. But no fun like a day playing with the bean. Won't be the last time I play that game. No, we almost opened that can of worms this morning. But I was like, nah, I got to get out of here and get to the shop. I got to go do something. And but I almost got back into the negotiating with my little terrorist toddler for getting me out of timeout. Savina is pretty funny. She is pretty funny. All right, let's see here. Get this one touched up a little bit in the corners. So what I'll typically do is I'll hit the big surface with a 320, and then the harder to reach areas like around the bill and around the line tie, I will hit with the Scotch pad, and that kind of covers all my bases. And I'll run the Scotch pad across the back because there's a lot of these baits they'll have an odd spot. I always told my children that I didn't negotiate with terrorists. Unfortunately, I do. I do negotiate with the terrorists, and they take all my money. Brendan, I don't even want to think about that, bro. In 20 years, I'll be 60. I'll be Eric's age. I don't think it'll be too bad, though. Man, everybody bailed off of YouTube. I mean, Instagram. Let me be your negotiator with Mama. Yeah, that would be a. I don't know if I'd want that job. Oh, what I was meaning to say, um, is I am willing to do a trade with any of you that may have what I need, and I may have what you need. But I think I have 5 3/8 ounce Boogerman buzz baits that I would like to trade for 1/8 ounce Boogerman buzz baits. If any of you have 1/8 ounce Boogermans, I would like to trade my more masculine and bigger fish catching 3/8 for a 1/8. And I never needed something that small until now, fishing the dirty delta, because I like that small stuff down here. And I only have one 1/8 ounce Boogerman, but it sounds magical. Insanely good sounding buzzbait. But I need more. I need all of them. But if you have a surplus of little guys and you prefer the big ones, let me know. We can set up a horse trade. I really miss, speaking of trading, I really miss Auto Trader. I used to read that back in the day, standing in line at a gas station. Let's see what trucks are for sale. No more Auto Trader. I don't even know where you go find a used truck besides Facebook Marketplace anymore. Eric, I don't know how many Eric has. Eric, do you have any 1/8 ounce Boogerman buzzers? I think Eric's stocked on the Bass Alarm. Which is not a Boogerman replica. It is Eric. I can throw the 1/8 ounce booger on a bait caster very far, especially with braid. Um, Used trucks for sale are a thing of the past. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Vince, what's up? Kyle, how goes it? Nothing much. Trying not to die in this freezing weather. Kyle, what's the South Louisiana weather? Oh, um, so I have found what I believe is the greatest piece of for me anyway, the greatest piece of videography on YouTube as far as entertainment value goes. And a lot of y'all we're into some of the same kind of shit, but it checks most of my boxes. There's a few things that are bad. No, actually, there's one thing that's bad. Um, but I think this show on YouTube is if I were to roll everything up kind of into a package of what I enjoy watching all into one little 30-minute, hour-long show. It is on the Meat Eater channel. They did a series called like Duck Camp Diners or Duck Camp Dinners. I think it's Duck Camp Dinners. Um, and the guy basically goes and like it follows him around, and he goes and like duck hunts with somebody in like South Louisiana, and then they come back and they party and they eat, and it like tells the story of like who the people are and where they're at, and goes into uh, it you know it spotlights the people they're interacting with, but it also gives a little history behind them and like the area or whatever, and then it shows like how they cook and clean this stuff, and like how they prepare it, and like beer drinking, storytelling, little history. Like it's very very well done. The only issue I have with it is that their cameras suck for uh, following the birds. So when they're actually in the blind filming the ducks, when the ducks fly by, the camera can't keep up with the wing beat or the speed, so they look really blurry and it looks shitty. But that's my only complaint, is that the birds are always really blurry and out of focus, and it's that part's hard to watch. Uh, but if they could get that figured out, it's an incredible series. The Kardashians, I'm on my own. Oh, I can. I guess I might have to live on the Kardashian Island by myself. Me and Amy. Kyle, I'm not a fan of that dude. Not even in the least. Not even in the littlest amount. Not even in the littlest amount. Mario, -20. Sounds like good smallmouth ripping weather. Go down to the Susquehanna River and rip some smallies, bro. Get your little MEPs out. South Jersey, I don't think it's going to be a glide. I'm actually positive it's not going to be a glide. The world does not need another glide. I have an idea of what I want to do now. What my goal is as far as the shad bait. But it will not be a glide. Central PA. And Mario said he is not going to rip smallmouth. Fine, Mario, be like that. The only issue I'm having now, South Jersey, is I don't think they make a piece of hardware. Like I would need to have the hardware that I need for it machined. That's my issue right now is I can't just like go and order what I need to build it. So it's going to have to be, which will probably take infinitely long for me to finish, but unless I can figure out a walk around, but maybe I can. We'll see. I've been trying to figure out how to do it, but uh, I think I have an idea. But like I said, I'm not completely sold. It's going to take some tinkering. Will it cut metal? It wouldn't need to be some like high powered CNC. But and the piece wouldn't be very complicated. But I think I have a workaround that will get me away from having to have a part machined. We'll see though. That's the end goal. But I wish Eder wouldn't have sold his damn CNC machine and let me buy it from him. I'm gonna come pick that damn thing up. I didn't know he's had Clun or Hackney on there. And as much as I love Hackney and Clun, I probably still wouldn't even watch. I got to draw the line somewhere. You know? Maybe Brower, which I haven't watched Brower on Mercer yet. I keep seeing it. YouTube keeps feeding it to me. They're like, you want to watch this Brower. And Cliff probably has a CNC, but all his baits are made from a duplicator that he got from Ed Chambers. Marty, I really don't think it would take me that long. But you're right, I don't. But I would like to dick around with it. According to Eder, I could learn how to cut bills with it really fast. And I was going to go up there and pick it up from his house and let him give me a lesson. Congratulations, AJ. They just hit 1 degree in Nebraska. 1 whole degree. Daniel wasn't much. It was like, which he had used it a lot. He wanted like, I think he was asking like $700 for it. Eric, I don't know. I think somebody local to him. I don't know who bought it. But it was like a damn fire sale, dude. They just started GoFundMe to get a CNC. Yeah, then I have to have a GoFundMe for learn how to use the damn thing. Joey, what's up, dude? Ask Deron how much fun those are to learn. Did he have problems? Jimmy acted like it wasn't that bad. But is Deron making his own cut files? Like if Deron's trying to like make his own cut files for his baits, that would be not easy. But I think setting up the axes and getting a center point and like having the cut file ready for like bills and shit like that was seemingly pretty easy the way Jimmy did it. Um, but I don't know. Like I said, I've never done it, so. Yeah, you gotta have the CAD software. We used to have that shit around here. Eric, I did too. I did too. I was supposed to go pick it up for him when he went to Gunnersville, and he didn't go to Gunnersville. And then I was out of town, and I came back, and I was like, uh, I didn't talk to him after the Gunnersville trip didn't go down, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I'll just go buy the thing from. I'll go pick it up from his house. And when I called him, he said, I don't have it anymore. Son of a bee sting. But that would have been a good price to have. Yeah, I think Daniel. I think he had a list of a couple programs that he used. Uh, some were freeware, some were subscription based, but this clear coat smells like pine sol. Yeah, I don't think I'd be doing any baits, Brennan. I don't think I want to open that can of worms. I would just need it for like small stuff. Um, and if I wanted to do a baits, I'd just farm that out. Yeah, I really don't. Hmm. Spro's crankbaits have whatever their clear coat is very pine solly. Fusion Desk 360. I don't even know if my old computer. I don't know if this old Mac could even run that thing. It took him some trial and error. Have fun, Mario. Be safe out there. That's what it smells like, dude. You can usually tell, like, by a lot of these baits that people paint what they clear coated with. Like you can smell KBS. Um, there's a few others that you can smell. Um, this one I don't know. You can learn it. When I was 18, I learned CNC millwright. That was a pain. The wood CNC is a lot easier. Brennan, did you design and print your masters? These Spro clear coat jobs are real lumpy. Yeah, lots of streaks in them. They look like ass. I don't like these. I don't like these baits clear coat. I don't like these John Cruz. Seabass, what are you doing? Speaking of, I got to order some paint. Would make your life easier, Brennan. Brennan, you just need to get good at that and then just farm out your labor. Watching Lynn Dollar. It's a good way to spend your cold Christmas Eve. Which episode might you be watching, Seabass, if I may ask? That one in Spro's defense, AJ. Well, I'll say that this one's kind of lumpy too. In their defense, these do have very light flake in them, which is probably not helping the smoothness of the surface, but yeah, they don't look great. And it's very dusty. E50 on the Columbus pool. I think you might be able to catch who's that dude? Who's that guy who used to be with Dustin Wilkes? I think Dustin Wilkes catches big fish of that tournament off a stump with a crawl tube. Speaking of that, we were talking about the crawl tube last time I was streaming. How the crawl tube caught lots of large bass, but it was incredibly dumb looking. The Wilkes jig. Did he have his own jig? I thought he was throwing a crawl tube. The Kelly Jordan special. Clamor shad. Mark Davis, KVD worming. I think you can catch. I for one really like that tournament because you can catch Davey Height throwing two of my favorite baits. You can catch him throwing a Balsa B 09, Balsa B 3, I believe. And you can also catch him throwing a Lunker Lure buzzbait. So, has he caught the big one yet by the stump, Paul? Thoughts on the Grow Design Works flag? South Jersey? No footage? I think there's a part 2. That might be confusing it. Pretty sure Davey Height's in that tournament throwing a Balsa B in a lunky loop. I like to go through some of those. Oh, you're watching part 2, part 1. Yeah, it might have been part 2, part 1. I'd like to go through a. How can I make this happen? How do I get to Prosperity, North Carolina, or South Carolina, whatever it is, wherever Davy Heights from, South Carolina. And Brendan, did I call you Matt? I don't even know it, Matt. South Carolina is where Davy's from. How do I get to his house and let him go through all of his old tackle from his professional fishing days? Like, Davy, show me all. Oh, I showed you South Jersey. Oh, when I see fishing the South East, I always think South Jersey fishing because I see South. My bad. Where is he? Is he out? Like, if you dug around Davy Heights, if you were dug around Davy Heights stuff, I'd like to see how many Bulldog spinnerbaits he has left. Juice. Then I'd have to go. Then I'd have to go to South Carolina. Somebody's gonna have to do a name change, Brennan. All this South. When I'm just glancing, I can't. My mind can't process it. I'm gonna have to hack South Jersey fishing and change his name. Lower Jersey fishing. Oh, that would be that. Hey, if it's the same logo, that would help. But I want that. To be honest, they both need a name change to create some spaces because they are a nightmare to search for on YouTube. There you go. Down south, Kyle Downey. Up south, Hellabass. Up south fishing. That's actually pretty good. I need to go ahead and stake claims on that one, or does someone own that? Hella has spoken. Everybody change your names to something with South in it. Then I could fish Murray, Greenwood, and Hartwell. I want to fish Santee. I want to fish the Cooper. Hell already has it as his ghost account. Probably does. Have I told y'all how much I hate sanding baits? Big M wants to be, I want to be Mid-South Big M. There you go. It is true because as one word, you have to type the whole thing right. If multiple words, you only get to get close. There you go. The people have spoken. If you jam your name all together, people get frustrated. This is like a magic swimmer. Seabass Hall, if you're still there, this might be of interest to you. This is going to Lanier, but it's like a little magic swimmer, but it's made by the saltwater inshore company, Miralure. It is a Miralure magic swimmer. I don't know much about them, but this guy's got 6 of them, so they must not suck too bad, or he's experimenting. I don't know. I know sanding these things is pretty annoying. They're not flush either. Brown Bait Company, yes. Now we know who we're talking to. No confusion. Brennan, see above comment from Daniel T. People can't find y'all. Let's see how tiny it is, Burnsy. Nose to tail, 4-incher. Darius, no smallmouth ripping today on K Lake? Decided to give him a break? Have y'all ever taken a guide trip bass fishing? Text later, please. Text me the specs. Darius, you should have went to Costco and got him one of those little fake grass mats and let him pee-pee in the house. Pee-pee mat. Then just roll it up and throw it on the bonfire. Oh, I will be having some ordered some baits from this older gentleman. And he said he was going to get back to me and let me know how much the shipping was going to be. And he didn't message me back anytime soon, but he hit me back like a couple days ago. He was like, "You still want these baits?" I was like, "Yeah, you were going to tell me how much the shipping was." So because you wanted a money order, I wasn't going to send you a money order with my guess as to what shipping was going to be. And he's like, "Oh yeah, 1070." I said, "Okay." So he's like, "You don't have to send a money order anymore. I have PayPal." I said, "Okay." So I have PayPal now. So PayPal'd him for the baits, but he had some cult classics in there that I will be putting fresh paint jobs on and putting on the webs. One of those being the old Bandit Flat Max. Yeah, he wanted a money order, Juice, because he was an old timer and he didn't have any online payment methods. Which I was okay with. I trusted him. Oh, Brennan moving up in the world. I would stick to the gift cards though. still have some Louisiana shad. Ooh, don't paint those, AJ, whatever you do. If you put a crawfish on one of those things, I'm going to be real angry. I'm going to be real angry. But I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to show up in Kansas City with Nebraska crawl over them. Correct. Correct, Brendan. Kyle, I think that's a great lesson for anything. The first lesson of anything you're doing. Learn how to fix it. Which I guess comes with breaking things a lot. Does anybody have any fishing expo, fishing shows, or anything of that nature they plan on going to? There's not enough money in the world I would live where Hella lives. 3 days of this is way too much. That's what I'm saying. That shit they go through in Hella Land is not cool. In AJ Land. Hayden, I haven't. Of course not. I would need to win the lottery to pay for everything that I need to fix. My shit goes on the back burner. I did see that. I did see a meme of that. Hella, that was funny. No mosquitoes. He's not wrong. Darius is going to the Classic. Maybe I should go to the Classic. Just as a maybe just as an observer. Maybe just as a guy going to hang out at the Classic. That would be fun. I do enjoy the Classics. Or is it Knoxville? It's supposed to be in the 60s starting Thursday. Ooh, that'll be nice. How bad do you think this little cold snap's going to put him in a funk, Darius? You're going to have to get your jigging spoons out? That's right, Hayden. I just gotta keep pushing through. And then when I can catch my breath, get a few extra crumbs, I'll fix things one at a time. I need O2 sensors. I need a new catalytic converter. I need a new radiator. I need to take my oil pan off and replace the gasket on it. I need a valve cover that needs to be replaced. I need new tires. Other than that, I'm pretty good. At least in Hella Land, the bass are snapping all summer long. Here we have bad weather and bad fishing. AJ, time to move, bro. AJ, if you could move anywhere in the world, where would it be? I'd move to Louisiana, I think, if I was forced to move. And I say that, and I think I would like to be in Louisiana, but then part of me wouldn't. Part of me would want to be somewhere a little farther up north, like maybe where old Seabass Hall lives, up there in Coleman, somewhere up in North Alabama, where it's nice looking. Marty, yeah, that's a culmination of like a year's worth of shit breaking down that I never fixed because all my truck money went out the window for whatever else anybody else needed. So I just limp along. AJ, if I gave you the choice, if I said, AJ, wherever you want to go in the country, I will buy your house. You're not picking anywhere? You're going to say, just buy my house right here in Nebraska? Yeah, that's what I hear, Kyle. But we're not moving to Louisiana. It bothers me that Barnes. I usually don't. I have a paper cutter in there, and I usually cut it into these nice little squares. But rather than leave y'all and go do that, um, I'm just ripping today. I'm just going cowboy style. Where though in the South, Hella? Where particularly? Hella, would you ever move permanently or no? You're too deep rooted in the North Country. Yeah, we talking fake South like Texas or Florida, or are we talking the real South? I think I'd move to North Alabama. Replace a roof and heating unit in 1 year. That'll do it. Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama ish. Yeah, up there in that little circle of circle of life, the little quadrant of the world of the nation that's got. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever been to North Carolina. The Barnes, the most annoying thing is my catalytic converter because it's like coming apart and you can hear it like rattling. It sounds like I've got nuts rolling around in my muffler. Some days are worse than others. House on Smith Mountain or North Carolina, anywhere than here outside of DC. Juice, I don't blame you. Rich says my ideal place of residency would be on the lakes, on the shore of Kentucky Lake around Paris. Now we're talking, Rich. Now we're talking. I like that area myself. I would I would say that would be a really good choice. I'd take some land outside the city. I don't mind the cold. I wouldn't want to be too far from my family. Smith Mountain is nice. AJ has seemingly decent priorities in his life, so that's a plus. No, Burns, I wish they would. It would make my life easier. Then I wouldn't have to listen to it. I would just have to listen to the loud exhaust. Yeah, I was kind of hoping somebody could cut it off for me. Copenhagen is cheap in Alabama. Yes, you're correct. And that's always a plus. You are correct, Hayden. The cope is cheap here. Even cheaper if you like that wintergreen shit. I would have maybe uh, considered buying a can of wintergreen Copenhagen if they would have put it in the damn paper, in the cardboard can. When they put it in that plastic can, that really, not that I dip wintergreen, but like, I don't think a Copenhagen product should come in a plastic can. That really, really pissed me off. It was so funny when I was in North Alabama, they predicted 1 inch of snow and people was buying stores out, and I'm thinking 1 inch is nothing. Daniel, that is true life in the South. If they say it's going to snow, well, the funny thing is, you get 1 inch of snow and people are buying the stores out, but they say there's a Category 4 hurricane. People just go buy a bunch of beer and ride it out. Hurricane party. And they sit out there and like dick off 10 minutes before the storm lands, and then Burns, nobody's dip should go stale or not be fresh in any can. Shouldn't last that long, in my opinion. Plastic or wax cardboard. Well, if I move out of state, I buy me 2,000 acres somewhere, built me a small 1,500-acre pond. That'd be sweet. That's what I'd like to have. I'd like to have a little property with a little pond on it. Uh, for everyone's info, Burns is cut back. Burnsy has cut back. He is at 4 dips per can now. He is not giving. His crown has been taken, and he is not dipping 2 dips per can. Incredible. -10, blizzard warnings, people doing normal stuff and Christmas shopping at Target. Grocery shelves are full. Yeah, that's here during a hurricane. Um, but a little bit of ice warning. Oh, I was fishing with my old fishing partner Jody back in the day, and we were on Lake Tuscaloosa, and um, the tornado siren started going off. And if you live anywhere that has tornado sirens around your lake, it's pretty scary. So you'll just be sitting out there fishing, and you can tell like tornado weather, and it was like kind of getting still, and real weird looking clouds, and you heard the siren go, "Wah." And I'd never been on a lake like down here. We don't have tornado sirens like anywhere where you could have heard them on a lake, and I heard him and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's a tornado sirens." I was like, "Just get the fuck out of here." And he was like, "Nah." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, uh, "They the fish will crush a buzzbait during a tornado." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not waiting on a buzzbait bite during this damn tornado." And he was like, "Nah, they bite it like real good." I'm like, "Dude, let's go." So we leave, and I was talking to this other guy, and another buddy of Jody's, and or his brother or somebody, and I was like, "Dude, we were out there, and the tornado siren went off." Jody wants to stay and throw a buzzbait. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, they'll crush a buzzbait during a tornado. I'm like, how do you know? He's like, I was with Jody. I was like, when? He's like, oh, we were up there by the bridge. And he's like, and a tornado came through and it went between the boat and the bridge. He's like, we watched it cross the lake. And he's like, but they were crushing a buzzbait. I was like, dude, y'all are idiots. Hayden, does Conway Lake have any? Hayden has a question for Mr. Burns. Does Conway Lake, has it been giving up any biggins lately? We need a Conway Lake report. Nasty Nate, what's up, dude? How's the weather? You got internet. That's good. Burnsy, you know much about Conway Lake and its hog producing reports? It gets too cold here, so I want to move to Florida. That'd be a good hub for Brown Bait Company to set up shop. Kyle, are you a car guy? Do you have a lift at your house? Can I bring my truck down and disassemble everything on it and start anew? -4 currently. Cry me a river, AJ. Nate Rolling is not even in the positive numbers. AJ's over there talking about his 1 degree. Is the sudden rise of barometric pressure so it's always fish right before sometimes during a hurricane. Yeah, I boogie boarded during a hurricane one time when it was coming in the Gulf and the surge was coming in. It was awesome. It was fun. Big waves. Later, Juice. Hayden Burns says, I have not heard about any really big bass out of Lake Conway in some times. No lift. You got to shop, though. You pretty good with a wrench? We're having a heat wave, a.k.a. opening scene of Grumpy Old Men. We're having a heat wave, tropical heat wave. Is it cold enough for you? Finish that sentence, AJ, or finish that line, movie quote. I know you know it. Do it for you one more time. Is it cold enough for you? That was the song you put on your reel today. Of course it was. AJ, you really need to slow down with this shit because every time I see you post, it really makes me realize how really pathetic I have gotten with posting on the socials. $80 by 60 shot, too small for my crap. Good with wrench, impacts, welding, maul. Well, that's what I need. I need somebody with a shop that I can pull my truck in and really dismember that thing. Because it's not that bad. The work isn't that bad, but being on your back trying to hold your transfer case by yourself isn't really a lot of fun. I really envy the guys with 2-wheel drive Silverados because getting to the oil pan is nothing without the transfer case. If you like to flip stumps, you can flip your arms off in Lake Conway. Come to Arkansas. Do you really want more baits to paint? Me? I have these. But I'll probably need some after those are done. Um, Kyle, did I tell you I did it 3 times in 1 week? Pulled my oil pan off, disassembled my transfer case, took my whole pretty much front end of my truck apart to get to the oil pan. And the third time I found out that my oil pan was actually cracked while it was continuing to leak. It wasn't the gasket. The pan had a crack in it. It looked like I had hit something, like my truck had bottomed out, and something like, or like a rock or a log or something hit my oil pan and like hit one of the corners and like caused a crack. That was pretty frustrating. Ooh, Darius says it's he's having a heat wave. It is warmed up to 5 degrees. Woohoo! I got tickled when you tell Jody stories. I thought from the way my buddies from Jordan and Alabama talk that Jody was the dude that could take care of them old ladies when they come to duck hunt or fish. Oh, Jody is quite the character. He keeps talking about how he wants to come on one of these lives. He always gives me shit about my lives. He's like, "Oh, you didn't answer my call because you was probably doing a live." I was like, well, "Why don't you come on and tell some old war stories about the fishing days?" And he gets gun shy and he don't want to talk. But maybe one day we'll convince old Crane to get in here and tell some stories about fishing in tornadoes and other dumb shit he's done, or when I threw the snake on him and he got electrocuted, or we've got lots. We've got lots. The goat was the best. Hayden, have you heard the goat story? I might have to redirect you to the Smallmouth Crush podcast where I told it. It's pretty lengthy, or it can be. Um, that is probably the fishing story I will tell my grandkids. If you haven't heard the goat story, Hayden, that one is almost too wild to believe. It is almost too wild to believe. I don't know that I'll even want to tell it here because it's too good. Because I feel like it cheapens it if I tell it again. Damn, dude, these little mirror lure things are really multiplying. What would you like me to build next? I would love to build 30 of the small square bill I sent you to test. I like that little bait. The fucking goat story was pretty wild. Yes, it was. Burnsy. Um, good story is Patreon only. Correct, Hella. Are you talking about this one? You know what that looks like, Burns? I got a message from this new company that sells stickers and like shirts and such called Fat Bass. This looks like their logo. We won't show the people yet what they really need to see. Burns, I would maybe like to do this one. Maybe when I get done here, I'll drive to the test pond and test these and see what they're doing. Flat side would be fun. TK took some DMT, had a trip, seen a goat in his dream, then seen the goat on the water. Go ahead. You can tell a pretty good story. All right, Hayden. I will tell. Hell, you've never heard the goat story either? Holy shit, dude. Nate Rolling votes for the flat side. Hayden, I don't remember if it was the first one I was on or the second one. But I haven't been invited back since, so don't go there. I'll tell it. It's my damn story. So anyway, this was probably I was out of college at this point. Jody and I were fishing these fishing trails in the middle of the state, and we had a tournament on the Tombigbee River. Brendan's never heard it. All right, so I will tell the story. So we have this tournament, and Jody was doing whatever Jody does, and he was in Mobile, and I was the one practicing. So I was up there on, I think this was a Friday, and I just ran around and like dicked off and just, never really got on anything decent. And I was dicking around down the lake, and Jody called me and picked it up. Said, "What's up, dude?" He's like, "You catching them?" I was like, "It's kind of weird. It's an odd bite, like nothing really big. Like you can get bit, but it's not like nothing really concrete. Like I don't have some like, definitive pattern that I think you can run around and do." I was like, you can go catch them. That's not a problem. But like, I'm not dialed on anything." And he's like, "Well, let me ask you a question." I said, "Okay." I said, "Did you see anything weird or unusual anywhere you fished today?" I was like, "What do you mean weird and unusual?" And he's like, "Specifically animals." I was like, "Did I see any weird or unusual animals?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Something that would have been out of place." And I was like, no, not that I can think of. He's like, "You didn't see like a like a pig on the bank or like a, like a farm animal or something?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Okay." I was like, why do you ask?" He's like, "Because I had a vision." And I was like, "A vision or like a dream?" He's like, it was. He's like, "I wasn't asleep." He's like, "But I don't think I was fully awake, so it was kind of like a vision." And there was this odd animal in the vision, and that animal was where we were going to win the tournament. He's like, "But you didn't see any weird animals?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh." And I said, "You couldn't tell what the animal was?" He's like, "No, it wasn't. It wasn't clear to me." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I just remembered that it was not what it was supposed to be, like where it was supposed to be." I said, "Okay." So he's like, "So be on the lookout when you're fishing the rest of the day, that for any odd animals." I said, "All right." So I fished the rest of the day, never saw any animals or anything. So we get the boat in the water the next morning. It's the tournament. We get the boat in the water, and we're out there floating, shooting the shit, and the conversation comes up. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to start? That's usually all that matters to me. Like the rest of the day usually unfolds by itself, but it's usually just picking somewhere to start. I usually don't care. And he said, "Did you go in this creek?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You get any bites in there?" I was like, "Yeah, I caught some in there." He's like, "What about here?" I was like, "Yeah, I went in there." And I said, why don't we just go up to the creek way up the river? And he's like, did you fish in there? I was like, no. And he's like, all right. This is a creek that he liked a lot, so I knew he wouldn't probably have like issue with going in there. So this is probably like a 40-mile run, so it's not close. And if you look at the Tombigbee River, Demopolis area on a map, there's nothing there. Like, it is very remote, very remote. This is all just like hunting camps and timberland and swamp, and like, it's not there. There are no developments. So we make this 40-mile run up the river, and we start idling in this creek, and it's got this long ditch that goes into it, and you idle through it. And we're the only boat in there, and you have to idle through this big stump field. I was like, where do you want to go? You want to go back in that pocket? And he's like, yeah. So we start making our way through the stumps, and we're heading over towards that pocket. And there's a like, the creek is kind of long, and then there's a pocket over here, and there's a big point that comes out that like the pocket kind of sits behind. So we cut through the stumps and come over, and we're going to cross in front of that point. Well, we're idling through, and he's like getting his rods ready, and he's like standing on the back deck getting his shit together and watching for stumps and stuff. And we come across this red clay point, and we get into the pocket, and I look to my left, and there's a log running down into the water. And on top of this log is a small white goat. And when I tell you I've never seen a goat standing on the bank of a creek, never seen a goat. Especially here, because there's not farms around here. There's not shit here, dude. Like, I don't know where this son of a bitch came from. But he is standing on a log, white billy goat, and he's looking at us. And it's creepy. And when I tell you the hair, when I turned my head around the boat and looked down into that pocket, and I saw that damn goat standing there, like, the hair on my neck stood up, and I got chills all the way down my spine, like all down my body. And I just sat there and like put the boat in neutral and killed the motor and just kind of froze. And we fished in there hundreds of times and never seen anything. So it's not like this was some like, you know, you see like farm animals running around in this creek. No. So Jody's like kind of in between. He's on that step between the seats and the back deck. Jody grabs his crankbait rod and reel, hops up on the back deck, undoes his crankbait from his reel, spins it around, and during his cast, he says, "This is where we win." Cast past the log, cranks it down. The goat is still on the log. Cranks it down, and he says, "There he is, big one." And I'm still sitting in the chair going. And he's like, get the damn net. And I was like, all right. So I get up, 3-pounder. And the goat looks at us and runs off. I just set the net down, and I sit back down in the damn chair. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? And he's like, what? And I was like, what is going on right now? And he's like, I was like, where'd the fucking goat come from? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like all jacked up because like whatever he saw in his mind like is happening in real life. And And I was like, what? I was like, I'm a little freaked out right now, dude. I was like, this is a lot. And he's like, no, this is where we fucking win. We're gonna win in here. He's like, this. We're gonna win this fucking tournament right here. And I was like, uh, all right. So um, I got up and got my shit together. Jody throws down the log again, catches another one, like 14-inch rounds. Okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this is where we win. And dude, it probably took me, I don't know, 3 hours to shake that feeling. Like I'm saying, probably 9:30 is when I finally was able to like not have chills and like this weird like tingly feeling on my body. And we went over to this other cypress tree and caught another big one. And that's what I was thinking, South Jersey. I was like, this dude is doing some like voodoo shit at home. I don't know what is going on. Like it was weird. And so anyway, we go we're fishing in there, and it's about like 11, and the bite had significantly fallen off. We pretty much had gone around in this creek and pretty much seined whatever we could seine out of it. And I told him, I was like, dude, I hate to say it. It's like, but this is not where we win. I was like, I don't think we can win in here. I was like, I think if we stay the rest of the day in here, it's not going to get any better. I don't think we're going to like pick up a big one. I think we've already caught it. And I said, I think we need to leave. He was like, I think so. I was like, all right. So we said goodbye to the Goat Creek. We ran around, might have called another couple times, but we didn't win. We came in like third or something that day. And looking back, it was a mistake to leave. We should have just rode it out. Even if we never called another time or anything, we should have stayed. So I have had plans to do the White Goat Tackle Kraft shirt, and maybe I would only release that to the Patreon group, but I do want that shirt. It's gonna have a log with a white goat standing on it. Might say this is where we win. Probably not. I don't know. But so that was the freakiest shit I've ever seen on the water, hands down. We should have followed the goat, Kyle. You're right. But the problem was he was almost to the back of the creek. Like he was pretty much, he didn't have too many more places to go where we could follow him. But that would have been great if he would have ran like around the point and went to another log or something. I would like to hear Jody's. I did lose faith in the goat. Never lose faith in the goat. You're right, Burns. The goat would have probably given up a 5 right before we left. The goat has reincarnated himself as Jacob Wheeler. Dude, Wheeler ain't got shit on this white goat that was standing on the log. Wonder where that goat is now. Or if it was even real. Darius, never leave the goat. So that is the moral of the story. Never leave the goat. Oh, that makes that it like makes my it like gives me chills now thinking about that damn thing. And goats are creepy anyway. You know what I mean? They're always like a satanic symbol. So when you're like your friends having these weird visions of animals, and then you've got this white goat standing there looking at you. Marty is right. He said you failed the test. No 5-pounder. I did fail. Keep faith in the goat, and the goat giveth. The goat was waiting until the last 30 minutes, and then he would have given us 20 pounds off all the same trees we had fished 100 times that day. South Jersey, you know what I mean, dude. Nobody ever says that's a satanic ram. It's always a goat. Goat's Head Soup, great album. I had a boat dock with a pig statue on a shore at the base of it. Had an uncanny knack for producing kicker fish. A pig statue? That's interesting. Is it still there? Or when the statue was, did the statue leave and then the fish left with it? Haven't fished the lake in years. So you're telling me if you go to that lake, are you hitting the pig statue first? Maybe y'all were supposed to sacrifice the goat. Maybe Jody. Marty is clarifying for us. Male sheep are rams. Male goat is a billy. Yeah, I don't remember seeing any like satanic metal albums with sheep on it. I feel like it's always goats, isn't it? So, yeah, if I've gotten any regrets in life, it's leaving the goat. But I would. I'm guessing I'm going to make the. I'm going to make a Tackle Kraft logo, and I will make the white goat the official animal mascot of Tackle Kraft. Yeah, goats are the satanic ones. Thank you, JP. Can you show a bait that is sanded good enough for paint? That one's pretty close. I don't know that you'll be able to see it. You just, I just try to get all the glossy off. Slay Nation, nobody's banging sheep. I did get initiated into a Mardi Gras organization, and there was a goat involved. I guess I'll just leave it at that. I don't think you're supposed to tell the stories of mystic organization, whatever they call it. Who is on here and derailing us with actual fish talk? Did somebody say that? Oh, I think it was Chris catching lunkers. He wanted to know what an actual painted or what does it look like after I'm done dicking around over here for 10 minutes on a bait between story time. Yeah, I just try and get as much gloss as I can off. Some will tell you that everywhere it's glossy, paint will not stick for the most part. Just scuff the shine off, prime and paint. The internet is forever. Burns, I think at some point I did. Jody was throwing a Balsa B2, an original Balsa B2. That's what he caught that fish on. So if you want to see the fish that the goat blessed us with, the bait that he was throwing when the goat obviously approved of the bait when it whizzed past his nose, but there it is. Bully. I snitched. Sorry, Chris. I didn't even think about it. But that was the crank of choice that day. Before Marty just retired on us 30 minutes ago, you had a goat. Yeah, you're right, Kyle. Let's see. All right. That maybe I'll work on that during the Christmas holidays. I'll see if I can get a goat, a white goat log shirt designed, and then do a. I can see it now. Do the goat head on the front, and then have the goat standing on the back. The font's going to be interesting. I don't know what font to use. South Jersey, I actually own a Slaunch Mob shirt, but nobody likes for me to wear it because it's got the little skeleton Grim Reaper with the fish on his weenie. I like it though. They are much, but I mean, I definitely see where they're coming from, because like they're into that whole metal scene and that, that type of art and like album art and that kind of stuff. And when you're into that kind of stuff, just like me, like why can't the fishing world be edgy? You know what I mean? There's plenty of people in fishing that like this kind of stuff that don't want to wear a fucking Columbia PFG shirt or some hook gear. What are those? Why do I have to wear that because I like bass fishing? And that's where I'm at. Like, why do I have to wear all this lame shit? So yeah, exactly. Reaction putting the dancing girl on the package is edgy enough for the fishing world. That's like where the line is drawn. Good point. There are a lot of posers. A lot of posers everywhere. That's why I like. That's why I like companies like whatever they're called. Slaunch Mob. Bird, hi. Catching lookers, that's fine. If they want to think I'm a prick and I'm declaring myself a goat, so be it. The true dudes will know the story of the goat and that it's not about me. But if people want to spread rumor that I have a shirt that has a white goat on it, and people are like, TK's a real prick. He's saying he's the fucking goat, and he's even put it on a shirt. That's fine. That'd be even better. 20 people on YouTube Live, is that a record? It could be. Hell, I don't know. I don't have any record keeping data here, but it certainly might be. It seems a little steep. I had 6 on Instagram, so that would have been 26 total views. 26. What would that have been? 52 eyeballs. Exactly, AJ. It is free publicity for people who want to run their bitchy little mouths and complain that I said I'm the goat. No, I'm not the goat, but I have a great goat story. Eat a dick. South Jersey, I might have got 24, possibly. I don't know. Burns, I'm with you. I'm glad this came up because I had completely forgotten about the damn goat shirt because I was gonna do it. It made me think about it after I told that story on Manson's stream. I was like, dude, I really want a goat shirt. So I'll have to make that happen. So arrogant that I charge more than retail for your baits. Yes, we can talk about that, AJ. So, Mr. AJ, negative temperature equals views. Exactly. Hello, why aren't you streaming right now? Because everybody's sitting on their ass, freezing, bored, soaking up like sponges. Schoolmaster, what happened to the bait? What was the problem? Were the temperatures digging up your paint? The material has a lot to do with it. But Mr. AJ at Horseshoe Custom Tackles had a gentleman send him a message in regards to a bait he had posted for. He had a photograph of a bait. Actually, it was 4 baits. And they were listed as 18 each. And I believe this is a bait that he had sanded and painted with his own 2 hands. And then he had reapplied the hooks, and it was ready for to go live with someone else. And this gentleman saw the baits and purchased one for $18 US. And then I believe, did he receive the bait, AJ? And he was disgruntled because he did not receive 4 baits. He thought the picture was misleading, that there was 4 baits, and he thought that the price for one at $18 was totally absurd, and that it would be way more realistic for the baits to be priced for 4. So that would have made them $4 and what, 50 cents, AJ? No, it was right after the order was placed. So he placed the order and then started snooping around and figured that he might have made a mistake, that he was not getting 4 baits. He was maybe getting just 1. This guy was under the impression that AJ should take what was the bait, AJ? Was it a factory bait? Regardless of what it was, you should take the bait, take the time to paint it and clear coat it, put hooks on it, take pictures of it, upload it to your website. It was a KVD 2.5. Okay, so you go to the store or online. I know AJ is an online shopper. So he ordered it online, got it sent to his house, unpackaged it, took the hooks off, prepped it, painted it, and then resold it. And this guy wanted all of that done for $4.50, which would have been less than what AJ paid for it retail. I would like to have that guy explain economics to me. Or what planet he's from. Because here's a news flash. AJ gets all the fuck nuts. Yeah, correct. Yeah, keep all those losers over there in horseshoe land, AJ. But even if you didn't paint it, why would you buy a KVD 2.5 and sell it for less than you bought it for? As a business, people are nuts, dude. People are nuts. I don't know where these yahoos, where they come from. I had a guy want 3 flat sides for $10 and not a penny more. I told him, good luck. Yeah, some people. I don't know, Bernsey. I think the problem lies with certain people, and it's not. It's a very limited amount of people that do this, but there are a few consumers that are very what's the word that gets used a lot? Entitled. And they think because they got on Fishing Flea Market on Facebook and bought somebody's balsa bait that they made for $10, that everybody who makes a balsa bait should cost the same. And unfortunately, some people value their time and their craftsmanship. Some people don't. But there's some guys that don't see anywhere above or beyond that. Like a wood fishing lure is a wood fishing lure no matter who builds it, and it should all be $10 because that's what they cost from one person that they bought from one time. Schoolmaster said he could be at the equator and not be able to paint a bait. Schoolmaster, I think I could take you under my wing and you would be blasting with the best in no time flat. I don't like that bid stuff on the fishing market. Just put a price on it and be done. Yeah, Kyle, that's the other issue is Jeremy, this guy wanted the whole bait for less than retail though. That's what I don't understand. Like it was double dumb. There are those two schools of consumers though that you typically deal with on the Facebook groups. There's the guys that like to play the game. They like to bid. They like to flex if they need to. They like to just put their little bid in, knowing they're going to get outbid, all that shit. But then there's the guys that don't want to play those fucking games. They're like, just sell me the damn bait, quit dicking around. There's lots of those guys too. So kind of got to appeal to both of them. Guy was probably used to buying cheap repainted knockoffs. Probably. But even at $4.50, like, who in their right mind would do anything for, like, it's not worth doing for $3. I mean, to some people maybe it is, but I don't know. I don't like the Daniel. I'm sure all balsa baits are $10 or less if they're Rapala. Right? Is there a Rapala over $10? Or are they all in that $10 range? What about the big ones? Is like a DT20? Are those like $12? Negative 35. Gross. Gross. I got to get this guy's baits painted when it warms up because he said he's going fishing. Good luck, bro. Good luck, bro. Big. It has nothing to do with materials and everything to do with who is using them. I can't argue that, schoolmaster. I'm of the school of thought of it is the Indian, not the arrow. Which apparently you can't say that phrase anymore, so it is the native, not the arrow. Often people can't envision the work involved in products or services, particularly something that requires years of practice and effort to become proficient. I think you're right, Bert. I think you're right. Here's another question, Bert. Speaking of materials and being the Indian, not the arrow, do you think if we could go back in time and flash back to like 1967 and when Jimi Hendrix started his career, change his Fender Stratocaster out for a Squier Telecaster, history would be exactly the same. Would you agree or disagree? I think it was around 57 degrees in my office last night with a space heater on. I'm guessing 52 or less. You get what you pay for in the balsa world. I would agree with that, Burns. Yeah, Schoolmaster. Look into. I used to spray Auto Air a lot, and that was a really good paint at the time. My favorite paint I've ever sprayed though was out of any solvent, lacquer, urethane. Well, I take that back. The best shooting paint, hands down, is House of Color. 100%. But in the water-based world, my favorite paint I ever shot was Aztec Pearl White. That shit sprayed like a damn dream. And it looked beautiful. Bert says correct. He is often associated with the Woodstock Strat. However, he played many Rosewood fretboard Strats and sometimes Flying V's and Les Paul. Correct. He did have that. One of my favorite photos of Jimmy is he was playing I think it was a 3 pickup white gold hardware Gibson SG. It was like a little later in his career, but that is one of my favorite Hendrix Hendrix photos is him playing that guitar. Yeah, AJ, I think when I was kind of transitioning out of the water-based stuff, um, they quit making it. But South Jersey, I've never dicked around with that Tamiya stuff. I don't have anywhere to buy it. Um, I would. I wouldn't be. I've heard they make really good paint, but I've never dicked around with it. House of Color is your thing. It was a great episode of 5 Watt World on Hendrix guitars just came out. I'll have to watch that. I used to have a poster of Hendrix playing a Les Paul, which is, yes, you don't see that often. But I think my favorite non-Strat guitar that Hendrix played was that white and gold uh, 3 pickup Gibson SG. Brennan, no, I do not. Brennan, how do you not know that? Can you do a history of Bates? The only problem with that, Bert, is I don't. Um, my history, my bait history is pretty shallow. I don't know. I don't go near my knowledge of baits does not go past a certain era, and it's splotchy at that. Um, Up until certain, like it's very categorical in how I like uh, what I know. It's like specific baits through certain times of years. But as far as like a history of baits, I don't really have a real good grasp on a lot of the earlier stuff to where I could talk at length about it. Bagley's I do. Bagley's I know a lot about. Um, but other than that, deep but narrow. It's a good. That is a good explanation. Yeah, I don't have a great grasp on the whole world of fishing lures. Like I know enough to not be a fool, but I'm not an expert across the board as certain stuff. History of my baits I could do, and I've got a bunch of them. Uh, that would be fun. I could do a walkthrough of because I kept most of the baits that I first painted when I first got going. Um, they're very embarrassing. Um, Depends on if you like waiting forever for paint to dry, spraying inferior paints. Brennan, it's up to you. Um, Merry Christmas, Judge. Hope all is well at the Watkins residence. Ed never tried True Coat. Um, Burns, Are you talking about the history of you and I's balsa baits? We could certainly do that, but I don't know. I don't have. I've got big gaps between when you started and when I met you. Um, Daniel, remind me when I go over to my parents' house for Christmas, I'll take a picture of a guitar for you. I would post it on the gram, but nobody will see it or care. Make them revolt even more. There you go, Brennan. You answered your own question. If you're happy with what you're using, no need to change. Our work together. Yeah, I could do that. True Coat, True Glove, Muskie baits go for ridiculous money. Interesting. South Jersey, I've got one around here somewhere that I did back in the day. Um, that's what my rat originally had. Uh, my jointed rat bait I built however many years ago. It started with a guitar pick, but then I cut out a piece of a Plano divider and made the lip out of that. Um, Burns said, Brennan, open up your wallet if you're ready to make the switch. Burns, you got any guitar pick lip crankbaits over at your house? Could do a podcast with a series and bring on different experts of kinds of baits. That would be fun. That's the thing about it is I've certainly got enough knowledge, general knowledge, that I could keep some probably different, decent questions. I wouldn't sound like some idiot that's completely clueless, which you hear a lot in the podcasting world. I at least have a foot to stand on. Uh, Brennan said. Brennan said he's standing on a stack of gift cards, but he's not too high off the ground, so I don't think there is a wallet. Jeremy, he does. Eric does. He's got he's similar to me in the fact that I think once you get past a certain era, like when you start getting into the Bernie Schultz shit, like the shit Bernie Schultz likes, so like he likes all that like 20s, 30s, 40s stuff, like the real early stuff. Like I think that's when I fall off. I think Eric, falls off. I think that's when a lot of guys fall off in this generation of guys. Um, so all that stuff was never appealing to me. It was always dumb. Um, am I passively aggressively making this about Hella? I don't think so. Instagram is down. Oh boy. All right. Later, Insta. Or maybe it's just Burns. Anybody else on Insta still there? Can you hear me? I buy and use what I can. There you go. One thing I don't know if I should even recommend this. One thing I should probably recommend, and it's probably the biggest. I won't. I'll save it. But it would completely change. Oh, poor connection. Yeah, you're right, Burns. Sorry, Instagrammers should have been on eBay. I mean, YouTube, whatever shit's called. AJ, you're posting friggin' shorts during my damn live, bro. Dick. I am a tease hella. Come back next time and you might get the juice. Where is Eric? Dick, he was on here earlier. I guess he would work. Burns is the one tube hater. Cool guys on eBay. I love eBay. Yeah, that was a great one, South Jersey, when he was on Bass University. I could have done without Pat, but Pat knows a lot about Bagleys and stuff, so or he knows a fair amount. I wouldn't say he knows a lot, but Brennan, you got to get out of here, dude. You're about to do. I'm about to ban Brennan. Can I put him in timeout? Oh, I can. Brennan, that is sacrilege, dude. What do you fish? I talked to Pat on the phone one day when I was in Austin. He wanted me to call him. He sent me a. It's funny. I've talked to a lot of people, like internet personalities, on over social media or whatever, and a lot of them say, "Call me," like I want to talk. They don't want to type. They're better at talking. So Pat sent me a message and he was like, "I need to talk to you." Okay, so I called him, and the dude on the phone is literally the exact same person you hear on Straycast. Like scatterbrained, high energy. Later, Rich. Merry Christmas. Thanks for sticking around. And I called him. I was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he was like, "Yo, hey, bud. Oh, what's doing? Yeah, oh. And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." Hella, yeah, resounding yes. It was there was points where he was just like trailing off, and I couldn't really understand what was going on. But he was like, "Hey, bud, I got this." He said, "I got this Bagley." I said, "Okay." He's like, "It's like my favorite color, man. Oh, they don't make it. They're hard to get." Oh, Eric's creeping. He's there. Eric, you want to do a bait talk show? People have spoken. But he wanted. I don't know if I should give out his special color. I never painted it for him. It was one of those that which where it was like real hot and heavy. It's like, oh, I need this. I want you to facilitate this for me. And then it was like crickets. But he wanted me to recreate this Bagley color. Um, he's like, can you paint this? I was like, Pat, will a hobo eat a ham sandwich? And he's like, oh, Chef, I got. Oh. But let's see if I have one. So this is close enough. So this color in the Bagley catalog is called 09. And how Bagley does their colors is the first number being the back color. So 0 would be black. 9 would be chartreuse or yellow, whatever you want to call this. So if you had 04, that would be black back with the 4 color being white. So you see that across Bagley colored names. But anyway, this one was called YP. And I don't know what it was standing for, yellow pearl, whatever, I don't know. But it's basically just like this, but it's just like a little muted. And this, he was like, oh, I can't get this replicated. So, yes, I can do that. And but he never said I'm going to send, or I don't know, maybe he said he was going to send me some baits. I don't remember, but it basically was like the whole conversation culminated to, can you paint this? Yes, I can paint that. And then it kind of just went nowhere. So I was like, what's the point of this? Are you just testing me to see if I can paint it, or were you wanting me to paint up a bait to prove that I could paint it and then like send it to you, or what? So this one's a little, the one he wanted was a little bit more difficult than you would think. They were very simple patterns, but it was different for sure. It was different for sure. Oh, now I just figured out how they did it. I guess. Hell, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird color. Yeah, it'll catch them. Will it catch them more than 09? Who the hell knows? But that, I mean, I understand if you want like a certain color from your childhood, makes you feel good, all warm and fuzzy inside, sure. But it was an odd interaction. South Jersey, I haven't. I saw where somebody has the they knocked off a throwback wake, and there was another one that somebody knocked off in China. And I hate seeing that; it sucks. But and I hate seeing posts like that because it really is kind of disturbing at times when you see the amount of people that are not siding with the original builder, that don't see anything wrong with a bait being knocked off and mass produced outside of the owner's consent. That part is disturbing. Um, so faded out yellow is not an easy mix. No, and it's the way the scales are. met Pat at the Chicago show one year. There was like ADD with some crack in there. Yeah, he's full of energy. He's bouncing around. Um, so I can only imagine in person. But you could. It was funny because you could like hear him like walking around his house, like doing shit and like knocking stuff over, and still trying to like keep his focus. And like it was a mess. But Kyle, we'll add. We'll give Kyle a star because he spelled carving with a K. Kyle, that awards you best comment of the day. You win a pack of toast cheese. I'll send them to your house. Show a build from start to finish. I think that would be good, Burns, because then that would give people a little bit of an understanding of what it takes. That would be fun. There's a person at your baby. Oh, the ring alarm's going off. I'm almost out of red diamond. My cup tastes like soap. I don't know if you'd want to get in a boat with him. Seemed like you'd be hooked by the end of the day. Jeremy, I love. It's like a love-hate relationship with watching. I love watching Pat's fishing videos, like his little stories he posts on YouTube where he's fishing. I mean on Instagram. But I only watch selfishly to cringe and for my own amusement when he does the T-Rex hand when he lands a fish when he flips it over the side of the boat. He'll do this weird. He'll get his rod and he'll like play the fish out, and this hand turns into the Hanson scary movie Little Hand, and he starts doing this weird like thing, and then he flips it up, and he's got this. If you watch his right hand, it does this little weird strong hand thing. And I used to get the most entertainment out of was watching his strong hand when he was doing his fish landing. But I haven't seen any. I guess it's too cold up there. We don't get those anymore. When are we doing the Secret Santa gift exchange? Eric might be late for that. Might be late for that. I do need to. I guess while I'm sitting here, I can send Eric's baits. So this dude sent me this bait to match. Y'all remember this? I had to match the tail section. It was for a customer, and of his, I guess he sold the guy a bait. The guy sent the bait to me. I painted it. The guy broke the tail off. He put a new tail section in, and then he sent it to me to paint. Well, I painted it and I matched it, and it looks awesome. Still haven't heard back from the guy, and I can't remember who I painted it for, because I would just go over the builder and go to the guy who bought the bait and be like, "Yo, dude, I've had your bait for like 6 months, but nobody's claiming it, so, and I don't want it. Like, I want the thing gone. It's taking up space." Some guy on Universe kept messaging me to send him a bait from the Pats group after I asked about the Secret Santa. Ooh. Jeremy, I got to figure out who the dude is. I got to figure out whose bait that is. It's bothering me. Kyle, are you not happy with your prize pack? I can certainly upgrade you. Okay. Since you don't like the orange toast cheese sandwich peanut butter cracker, I will upgrade you to the creme de la creme, the filet mignon, the Lance Captain Wafer grilled cheese. Happy now? From my personal collection. I'm going to pull those out of the vault. Toast cheese. Lightning Muskie, I do not, dude. As a kid, I used to always eat those cream cheese and chives ones, but those became disgusting to me as an adult. I do not like those, Sam. I am. No, that's the juice. That's right. Kyle knows a good cheese cracker when he sees one. The peanut butter orange crackers, that's what these are. That's the one Kyle turned his nose up at. If you want to get real exotic, Captain's Wafer, peanut butter and honey. These are a delicious treat because these are almost these would if you're eating 2 packs, I would typically start with the grilled cheese, finish with the peanut butter honey because they give off just enough sweetness to act as a dessert. So it's a good it's a good closer on the palate. What are these little baits, Burnsy? It's in the Eric box. Jeremy, you don't like artificial flavoring, bro? You don't like orange 7 or whatever? Shit that makes your pecker rot off? You don't like orange 3 in your crackers? Eric, I am. They're I want to paint them before I get to the my Burnsies. The orange ones give me massive heartburn. It's probably the artificialness. It's probably the orange 9. I hear a ruckus going on. Lake Blue? What does that mean? Those are M flats. Eric, you catch them on that one? Or is this a new design you're trying? Oh, is that the one with the coffin bill that made me gag? Oh, it is. Gross. I'd rather stuff this orange peanut butter cracker in my pee hole than look at this damn coffin lip. The cheese is colored like Bagley 09. Maybe I should do a series of baits all in honor of Lance sandwich crackers. Heartburn from food coloring. This is why COVID beat America. Oh. Oh. Just to clarify, South Jersey did not claim food coloring did it to him. I did. Daniel, knowing that it was a 67 custom is pretty impressive. Polaris White. You even know color codes. It is impressive. Later, Bert. Have a good Christmas. I guess when I get all these Epic Erics out of the way, I get it. Leave this dump. Leave this dump and go home and freeze my ass off. Yo. Old man's leaving. That little bait likes to eat rocks. Old rock eater. Wasn't there a rock eater in Neverending Story? What was his name? 80s movies aficionados. Throw me a bone on this one. Or was he just called the Rock Eater? Not even a box with a fox? Any 80s fantasy movie aficionados can tell me if the Rock Eater from Neverending Story had a name. And if you can answer that without looking, if you thought Captain's Wafers were a giveaway prize, just wait. Willow was remade. Oh, I did see that, dude. I saw the little Willow character was like old, but still a character. It looked cheese dick though. Like I didn't like it. Willow was great. Rockbiter, that was his name. Rockbiter, not eater. That makes sense. Marty, any Magnum Dreamwalkers coming for the future? South Jersey, I've got them, bro. Ow! Oh, that's sharp. It didn't look that big in my hand, but it's large. Jorn Krajark. Is that real? Oh, it's a series. That's interesting. South Jersey, you wouldn't believe half the shit we got over here. You'd be digging through drawers over here and be like, damn, where'd you get this, dude? What is this? It's like a Burns museum over here. The Burns Museum. What is the rarest bait you have ever painted? Rare? I painted a bunch of those, not a bunch, but I painted a handful of those like weird Japanese crankbaits, like the riddle baits and like the gel flats and all those like really expensive high end Japanese baits. I painted some of those. I can't really think of anything super rare. I remember the first time somebody sent me a mother to paint. That was like a big deal. Painting a $500 swim bait. I remember when I first started painting, I was really disappointed because I had been painting a little bit, like a pretty fair amount, and nobody had sent me anything like really good yet. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody trusted me yet to send me like something legit. And then this guy sent me a message and he was like, "Will you paint my Hinkle?" It's like, hell yeah, send me that damn thing. So the dude sent me a Hinkle and I was like, all right, I got this one like notched off. And then this guy sent me a message and he's like, "Will you paint my Negotiator? Or you paint my Roman made Trick?" And I was like, hell yeah, send me that thing. So I those were like big moments when people I guess trusted me enough to start sending me like really expensive baits. But that was a bit of a game changer because I think if you're not showing that kind of shit, that you're like worthy of painting like a $500 bait or a $400 $300 bait, whatever it is, people notice that. Like if you're painting nothing but like 316s and Hinkles and like that kind of shit, people are like, "Oh, this dude's legit." So I think that helps. Um, uh, Lightning Muskie. I don't believe I've ever painted specifically a bait for muskie. Not that I know, not that I knew of. Somebody might have been muskie fishing with it with the bait, but I don't recall anybody that was specifically a muskie angler reaching out to me to paint a muskie bait. Um, did Kyle ask a question? So, Never Ending Story versus Labyrinth. Which is a better movie? For children? or just in general. Um, Labyrinth for sure, because it was dark, but it wasn't too dark. It was just creepy enough for like kids to enjoy. Neverending Story was dark. Like it's still dark even to adult standards. Um, like you had to watch the horse die, betray you, and then you had the Nothing was very ominous. The I mean it was very dark. I think Labyrinth as a whole was a all around better movie. Um, because it had its like creepy spots, it had its like humorous spots. It was very well rounded, uh, and it had music. It had everything going for it. Neverending Story was sad. Um, Hold on. Did you purchase any of those Magnum Megabass Z cranks that they ran earlier this year? The 1 ounce model. South Jersey, I did not. Um, I watched both, and Labyrinth had Bowie in it. So correct. Eric, that was really dumb because you just turned a really good bass bait into a pike and muskie target. Because anybody I know that swim baits in waters where pike and muskie live with swim baits, they pretty much say don't paint that thing like a perch because the pike won't leave it alone. But you could paint it like a shad or something, and it doesn't seemingly get as many pike's attention. Um, what was the early Tom Cruise movie? Was Legend? Yeah, Legend was the shit, dude. I used to love Legend. Tim Curry was what was he? The Darkness? Was that his name? Darkness in the movie, or he was pretty much Lucifer, Mephistopheles. Uh, yeah, Legend was a shit. It was dark too, though. It was really, really dark. I don't feel like it was as bad as like although the imagery was darker in Legend, I don't think the subject matter was as I don't know. I felt like the Neverending Story was just a downer. Uh, it was a downer. Legend was just creepy. The one I never saw that everybody saw was that everybody said was creepy and weird. That somehow I never saw was the Crystal whatever Dark Crystal or Black Crystal or Dark Crystal or something. The Dark Crystal. Yeah, I never saw that one. Somehow it missed. It missed me. Eric, who's painting your shad hinkles before you met me? That's what I want to know. hold on a minute. Brennan, right up the chat, was talking about he didn't have a wallet and his flow had run dry. Now he's trying to buy a damn Hinkle trout or shad off of Eric. What is going on? Brennan's trying to pull the damn. He must think we're not paying attention in this damn stream. John Smith, I think it is. AJ, I don't know if I don't know if the wife's going to let me sneak a jingle all the way in or not. Daniel, you're exactly right. Brennan, you're on my radar now, bro. Oh, I'm so broke. I don't have any money. Oh, it sucks being broke in 18. Eric, you want to sell that Hinkle? Because I got cash, bro. If it's over 350, there is no way. Dude, that is insane for a friggin' swim bait. Brennan, you need that damn Hinkle like you need a damn hole in your head, bro. If you're a businessman, you take that $300 and put it in your business on something that you could actually make money on, which you can make money on that Hinkle, but that would be not a cool thing to do. Would be to take Eric's generosity for floating you a Hinkle and then flipping it. But oh, that's your business, not mine. I'm just saying, from a older person looking down an 18-year-old in the fishing world, don't buy the stupid ass Hinkle. It's a waste of money unless you're trying to flip it. Unless your heart desires to own a Hinkle that bad. I'd put it towards bait building funds. They're just baits, dude. They all do the same shit. They all got weights stuck in their ass, and I mean, they might dance a little different, but I don't know. I mean, if you got if you're sitting on a stack of cash, yeah, why not? Anybody else want to buy baits from Eric? I'll talk you out of it. You don't need that shit. To actually fish with one bait is worth $300 to me. It's not for sale anymore. The price just went up. Two fish on one bait. I don't know what the most. See, the thing about price tags on my baits do not. That doesn't bother me. Throwing a bait that's like really expensive does not bother me. I'll tell you what bothers me is throwing a bait that I've had since I was 12 and I've caught hundreds of fish on. Money can buy me another bait to replace it. I could spend $300, $350 and buy a Hinkle from Eric if they were for sale still. But that, and I throw it, I go lose it. Big fucking deal. But if I take my Excalibur spitting image that I got on Christmas from when I was 12 years old, and I go out there and a gar comes up and chomps my damn line off, I've got way more money in that bait invested in time and memories than any fucking douchey, you know, whatever you want to call hyped ass, stupid ass swim bait, JDM bullshit, whatever you want to call it. Like those baits that you've spent like your lives fishing. I don't care if it's like, some little XPF crankbait from Bass Pro Shops. If you spent 10 years of your life throwing that thing and you've caught like hundreds of fish on it, like you can throw all that other bullshit out the window. Like that has more value than any of this other shit. But people don't want to talk about that because it makes too much sense. Like you have more value. What I'm trying to tell you, Brennan, is you have more valuable baits in your tackle box already than some stupid ass Hinkle. You have baits that you've made more valuable. You have all this like stuff that you've earned and like built with your two hands and stuff that you were like held on to and learned how to fish with. That shit's more valuable than dickhead Andrew Hinkle who can't send a bait out for 2 years. Keep your money. No, dude. Nah, 500 on new paint is way better. And $500 in solvent paint will buy you all the Hinkles you want to damn buy. Solvent paint will make you money. Solvent paint is a Hinkle fund. I feel bad though. You came around though, Hella. You came around. Sure, he could. That's what I'm saying, South Jersey. This is a. Sorry, Brennan, if this has turned into uh, a brown brake company intervention, but you can build shit just as good as that damn piece of shit. The put the bento box in there. All right, AJ, have fun. Shoot me some private footage from the bar crawl. I want to see what's going on over there live in Nebraska. That sounds like fun. You want bigger baits? Throw musky baits for bass. You'll catch some fish for a quarter of the cost. There you go. Spent money on a new laptop. Something that could make you money. There you go. There you go. Right. We'll let it go to the Instagram world for the best offer. No, you're pretty wise for your years, Brendan. I'll give it to you. I was much dumber, way dumber. Which wasn't so bad. being young, dumb, clueless as to how the world works. You just go fish. Doom Rider, Brennan, what is going on here? No wonder he's broke Burns. I'm old school. I get to fish with Normans. Darius, there is nothing wrong with Normans. We've talked about it. You know how I feel about Normans. Darius is probably one of the few, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guys out there. Man, still rolling hard with Norman. They didn't quit. They didn't quit biting it, did they? No. Which brings me to my next point. Let me sell you some fishing lures. As long as you're catching tanks, that's right. That's right, Darius. Good words of wisdom to this young entrepreneurial spirit. Put money in your business. Chase your dreams. Don't buy a dumbass Hinkle. Call Hella. He could probably tell you somewhere to invest that money. Get a good return on it in 30 years. Or Eric, they could probably help you out with that and say, here, I'm going to throw you a bone. Instead of buying that Hinkle, take that $350 and do this with it. And then let's talk in 20 years and see if you rather have the Hinkle. Or I will trade you my Hinkle for that. I will not buy a Hinkle until I'm financially stable. Fuck it, you're only 18 months, Brendan. Buy the damn Hinkle. You know what? It's just money. Who cares? You make it, you lose it, it goes and comes. Buy what makes you happy. John, I did see where back in the day the Googans sold that $10,000 box. Did y'all see that? It's like a $10,000 mystery thing. Some chick in Austin bought it. Brown base saving for the future with a Roth. There you go. Eric can help you. I'm not a finance guy. I'm just a dumb bait painter. Don't listen to me. South Jersey, they should fly you out there anyway. You're their number one spokesman. You should get a free bento box subscription. Eric, no, you won't. Quit with the morbidity. Because in that time, we'll be able to not die. That in that point in the future. South Jersey, I certainly I think you need a I think you need a do you have a hookup tackle hat? Shirt? Do you have any piece of merch from that joint? I don't pay much attention to apparel. I wonder how many people bought the 10K hookup tackle box. Nah. So what was in the 10K box? There was one. South Jersey, what is going on? As much as you're hawking the damn hookup tackle, Dick Cheese could send you a friggin' t-shirt. He's gotten more advertising out of you that a t-shirt would be the least that he could do. Hookup tackle dude, send South Jersey a friggin' shirt. Quit being a dick. He earned it. I have 285 hookup tackle carts purchased. What does that mean? You've placed 285 orders? Nathan said we all got 14 years left. There you go. So Manson would say, buy all the Hinkles. $285 orders? That's insane, bro. No wonder you don't order my shit. Fucking hookups got your credit card locked down. I also believe the earth is flat. South Jersey, I would think that your loyalty to that company should not go unseen. Like maybe not in the grand scheme of orders, like of the company. I don't know. Like maybe that seems like a lot to me. That seems like a lot. Why did the hookup quit using PayPal? Ask South Jersey. I don't know. Brennan, never go to a fishing expo or fishing show where you might run into any of these degenerates that would try to take you out on the town and encourage mischievous behavior. Never get on the boat with Eric because he might convince you to throw one of these dumbass looking coffin build crankbaits. Just say no, bro. Just say no. When Kyle tries to take you to the titty bar, say no. When Eric tries to get you to throw this whack ass coffin bill, say no, 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 Eric. I keep thinking they're going to get hacked. Yeah, that's the other thing about Travis. That's the other thing I like about PayPal is that just kind of PayPal just kind of makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Like I feel secure when I use PayPal. I don't know why, but I like it. They're probably the least secure. Yeah, it is what I've tagged them in a good amount in my vids, and I've tried contacting Ben, but never responded. I've only talked to Jeff and Griff and Deb. Fucking losers. Sorry, hookup. Just lost my business. All none of it that I was going to give you. Sorry, hookup. You thought Hella's roast of your bento box was bad? Wait till Tacklecraft gets on that ass. For not helping my man South Jersey out with a little piece of merch for his 300 orders and talking about them relentlessly on his stream. So, yeah. A lot of ego. He should have a lot of ego for being a crumb that owns a fishing lure store. That is something to have a huge ego about. I don't like egos. Not a fan of those. It was on order errors. Order errors. They let me keep 8 packs of bull flats, the 5.8 for free. Dan Bungino has a company competing against PayPal. I think it could help TK facilitate a roast. In all honesty, though, Hella's yours was it was a brilliant roast. It was. I don't know that I could. Like it was very well executed. I think it was the perfect storm. Like the jet lag, just the whole thing culminated into a perfect unsolicited roast. All right. Did you notice the hookup started making videos of their bento boxes starting from last month? Now punch fishing isn't the only one making them. I wonder why they did that. Matt, they had to let them, or they keep them. Oh, that's interesting. The Federal Trade Commission makes you do that? I'm gonna milk his algorithm on YouTube. Is going to include their name in the titles until they notice. I don't think they'll notice South Jersey, unfortunately. If they haven't noticed by now. Damn, Eric, you got some shit, dude. I mean, stuff. You're multiplying. Just when I thought I was done, bait's popping out everywhere. If a company sends you something by mistake, they cannot ask for it back. I did not know that. Not by law. I didn't know that was a protected right of the consumer. They stopped carrying PayPal because of the woke stuff and the fines. I bet because you have a YouTube channel, and if you say something that's misinformation, you can get fined. Huh. That sounds dumb. Well, now, Brennan, now it's at this point, it's not worth it. Now it's just a pacifier. Now it's like, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't notice you. Oh yeah, yeah, no, oh yeah, for sure, dude. We would love to give you something. It's like now you would, because people are raising, making a stink about it. Oh, sorry, dude, I didn't see those 6,000 posts you tagged me in. I didn't notice any of those. I didn't notice any of those. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I don't mind the roasting, the bento box, but the MTB, all the boxes are trash. Stearman, let's get it. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Nobody's picking on the. Well, I guess the bento box it's getting picked on because it's $100. Uh, they all suck. They all suck. Sorry if you're a subscriber. I mean, I understand it's getting it's fun getting a mail surprise every month, but I mean, I don't know what is the highest what is the highest tiered monthly box. Does MTB have one that's really expensive? Which is better for your money, the tackle box hookup bento box or the Grand Kraft challenge box? Uh, I don't know. Hearing all this box talk's giving me anxiety. I think they send me as 30. Um, I mean, you can't tell me anybody over the age of 16 gets a mystery tackle box in the mail, opened it up, and goes, "Yes, yes, yes! This is so awesome!" No, they get in, they go, "Man." Like, are there really grown adults opening those things? Like, holy shit, this is awesome! God, I've never spent $30 that worth. This is the best $30 I've ever spent. Well, maybe there are. Maybe I'm out of touch. That's what I'm saying, Muskie. I've never understood. Why not just take the $30 and go shopping once a month instead of having some loser send you some bullshit that he's like private labeled from China and put pretty stickers on it. The only box I would say right now is worth buying is that $300 hide up box for $100. It's 3.6 pounds of JDM baits. You think that's about the? You think that's about the when the new wears off? I think it takes a couple months. Yeah, I can see. I mean, I could see a year subscription if you're a new subscriber. I mean, if you're new to fishing, I could see a year being fun. But I mean, anything past that. Back in high school, Timmy Two Door had the hottest box. And it probably didn't cost that much. Speaking of bento boxes, that sounds really good right now. An actual bento box. I'm hungry. I've been eating these stupid ass crackers. I need to get some real food. All right, I got Eric's baits ready to go. He's ready to go. All right, dudes. I've been going on almost 4 hours, and I only got 40 baits ready to go, but it was an enjoyable day. I think Monster Bass does the best job on teaching you how to use the baits, but that is just my opinion. That's the other thing that I don't like. Like, I understand that you need a little bit of structure on how to fish baits, but all that's bullshit. Um, like when and how, that's all garbage. Um, so, like, I don't even understand the education part. You know what I mean? Because when like maybe rigging, that's helpful to a new guy, like how to rig a bait or Texas rig, how to set up a drop shot, how to set up stuff like that. But like when and how you fish it, I think is all a farce. That's what I'm saying, Brendan. You know how to tie it. You need to learn how to tie a knot, how to put a bobber stopper on. Those things I think are confusing to like new guys. How to tie your baits on. Um, how to rig a worm, how to Texas rig a worm, how to nose hook a worm, like best stuff for that. How to wacky rig a worm, like that kind of stuff. Um, but I think after that, you're just pretty off. You're pretty much just out there learning at that point. Like you need to figure it out for yourself after that point. But uh, throwing some spinner baits, buzz baits, frog, chatterbait, squarebill, Texas rig worms, jig, and plastic is a starter box, and the beginner is good. I would agree. I would agree. That should have you. But I feel like, all right, I'm not going to say this, but the future, we're doing it now. I'll delete this, but all this bullshit where you get a card in your monthly box. That's that's bullshit. Order my box, and we'll talk about it. And you don't have to have any bullshit paper. You don't have to read some card. We'll just talk about it, and I'll give you the real story. I'll give you the truth about what you do with the bait, how you do it, and you don't have to listen to some fluff bullshit that's stuffed in your mystery tackle box or whatever stupid ass box. Minnesota goodbyes. What's is that? Is that like a? Are those any? I don't know what a Minnesota goodbye is. I know an Iris exit. Kyle, that's what I'm saying. I was talking to somebody about that over the weekend. About when I was in college, I just needed somebody to tell me the truth about what I was dealing with as far as like after college. Like, oh, you need to work on your resume. Bullshit. Like half the jobs out there, you don't even need a resume because it's like the damn buddy program. Uh, but you hear like the phrase loosely thrown around, like when you're coming up through school, it's not what you know, it's who you know. 100%. Um, but like I don't know. There was so much misinformation out there. Um, so hell, you're probably right. If we really knew what was going on, nothing, not to change the subject, but no one ever prepared me that I would be brushing out dried throw up from my daughter's hair while listening to Tackle Talk. Dried throw up. What a glorious, what a glorious time. Bonding time, father daughter. I don't know though. I feel like you could save a lot of people a lot of headache. But maybe that's part of the journey. That maybe that's part of their journeys. You gotta learn how to cycle through all the fluff. And if you've got somebody sitting there telling you, listen, this is the way it is, then you never really learn anything. I don't know. Retrieving rocks from her nose. Oh, all right, guys. Y'all be good. Thanks for sticking in for the marathon Christmas show for the Tackle Kraft office party. Yay! Uh, Eric, I feel like where Bassmaster was different though is you were getting an entire article of like real life events from like legit dudes. Um, like it was all backed up in like a nice It was in a whole magazine. You know what I mean? It was like a whole magazine article about it. Not I don't think you can condense like a technique into like a little bit. No mystery tackle box tonight, Stearman. Hella just threw it in his bonfire to keep his garage warm tonight. Lightning Muskie, good. That's my favorite. That is my favorite thing to see is when guys use a product outside their sponsorship, and you know it's legit when all these guys are like a Reaction Innovation Sweet Beef. Like there's so many guys that are sponsored by Strike King, and you know they're not throwing the rodent, they're throwing a damn reaction. They're throwing the real one, the right one. That's when you know something's legit. Anyway, y'all be good. Have a good Christmas. Hope Santa brings you all your toys and not coal. See y'all next time. Adios.